Hey guys, welcome back to Clueless Entrepreneur, episode 2. No, episode 3. Today we are going to talk about branding. We are going to brand our companies. You remember last week with your messaging? Good.
Here's where that comes into play.
What emotions are you evoking from your customers? What emotions do you want just the look of your brand to evoke? So for Unravel Me, I wanted it to be fun, sexy, girly, and kind of festive. So think about what emotions you want to evoke. Let's take out a piece of paper, write it down, get a list of 3 or 4. Hey, there's a pig. It's not a pig. Look, I found a horse. Oh, come on. What a goofy little thing. All right, this is your branding horse. What emotions are you evoking? Totally messing with the camera right now, aren't I? You're gonna go right here on top of my camera and hang out with everybody. Oh, yes. All right, have you picked your emotions? Now, write down what your customers are looking for. This is going to help you clarifying what you want to do for your customers. For example, for Unravel Me, I want fun patterns, fun underwear and lingerie patterns that they can actually wear and feel comfortable wearing, both simple and complex patterns to knit depending on their mood, organized, well-written, and easy to follow instructions, and a piece that they will enjoy knitting and not with yarn that's going to tear up their hands or be a pain in the ass to knit with. So, go ahead on your piece of paper and write down your list of things. All right, do you have your list? Perfect. Now, let those emotions and desires be at the absolute core of everything you do, and you'll be golden. This is the vibe of your business. This is its essence. Quick side story. So, when my husband and I were getting married, we didn't go crazy stressing about the details. We knew that we wanted something fun, and we wanted it to be kind of a fantasy, Renaissance, Victorian style, like Thanksgiving feast. And that's all we kept in mind when we were picking out the different things, and it was amazing. Like, I cannot even begin to describe how perfect that day was. And that's what we want for your business, okay?
Okay, so there are 2 things that we are going to do this week. And that's all we're going to do for branding until you need something else for branding.
We are going to make your logo, a couple versions of it, and pick a color scheme. So let's go ahead and start with the color scheme. Oh, don't fall, little horsey. He needs a name. Manfred. Yeah. Hey, you guys, I'm Manfred. Yay. Take a look at your list, and what are those emotions that you wrote down earlier? So for Unravel Me, we had
fun, sexy, girly, and festive.
So when I think of those colors, I'm going to choose something like my favorite color of roses, which are the red, orange, yellow, all blended together kind of color, or like a sunset color. That's what I want for Unravel Me. That's all you have to pick right now. So I think the rest of this video is going to be indoors because we're going to work on creating an actual logo in GIMP or Photoshop, and we'll be picking our colors, which can then go on the logo. For the logo, we're going to want the name of the business, and we're going to want a picture. If your business doesn't feel right to have a little picture logo, that's fine, but it usually is good to have some kind of a symbol or picture of sorts for your logo, and you want the 2 together so people can recognize it. All right, let's go pick some blackberries and then head inside and make our Okay, so we're going to start with picking our color scheme. Here we've gone onto Pinterest, and I am unsuccessfully trying to find some aesthetics and put together a board of fun, sexy, and girly things. I found one picture I liked that I thought was kind of festive. Ultimately, though, Pinterest was not doing it for me. So instead, we decided to go to our trusty old friend Google, and I found some things that I liked, so we are going to grab one of these pictures and I'll show you how to pull the colors out of it. So there's a few ways that you can do this. This first site is html-color-code.info/colors-from-colors. I'll put it in the description. So we're going to save our image into our computer, and then we are going to upload it into the color palette here. And once it's uploaded, you can see that you can just scroll your cursor over the image and it'll give you the color code below. So the next site we have here is at coolers.co. Again, I'll put it in the description below. And this one can generate color palettes for you. You can also import a picture that you like the colors of or that you feel fits your theme and emotions, and it will pull up that picture and you can curse over the different areas and it will highlight the colors. And when you click on the colors, it puts that into a palette below for you. Then you can open it in the generator and take a look at your palette. You can view the shades of each color and adjust it. You can move the colors around, just play with it as you like. So that one's a fun one. Our third color palette generator is cssdrive.com/imagepalette/index.php. And this one, for me at least, moved a little bit slower, but again, you upload your file image and then it will automatically pick a light, medium, and dark color palette for you, as well as the complete color palette. You can switch around, choose your colors, and again, it gives you the hex code of these colors. So that's really cool. And if you're having trouble picking your colors based on your emotions, here's a color wheel and a psychology color chart for you. So you can take a look at what emotions you wanted to evoke in your customers and see what corresponds most closely on these color wheels. So now we can go about making our logo. We'll start with the picture because that's what's going to take the most time. You can do this several ways depending on how creative you are. You can pay somebody to do it for you, bribe them, beg them, threaten them. You can do it yourself. You can do a combination of any of those things. I was lucky enough that my lovely husband is a very good artist, and I convinced him to help me make my logo. So a good way to do it is just to start with an outline. That way it could be color or a simple symbol, depending on how you're using it. So we'll start off with just a line image that he drew. And now we want to get it into our computer and digitize it so that it's cleaned up and doesn't look like it was drawn on paper. You are going to want some kind of photo editing program. This could be Photoshop, it could be GIMP, which is a free photo editing program very similar to Photoshop that you can get on both Mac and Windows. That's what I'm going to be using and demonstrating with today. Or if those seem a little complicated for you, what is it? You can always use Paint 3D. So let's take this Unravel Me logo and clean it up real quickly. So the first thing we're going to do once we open it up in GIMP is we want to use our Fuzzy Select tool, and basically you're going to be able to select the lines, the color, the dark lines of your image, and it should select the whole thing. If you have separate lines that aren't connected, you can hold your Shift key and click on another line, and that will keep what you've already selected as well as selecting an additional. It might be the Control key on Windows, I'm not sure, so you'll have to play with it a little bit. Then, once you have everything selected, you are going to go to Edit and pick Stroke Selection. Usually you want 2 pixels, and it should be in the black color so that you can continue your lines, and hit Stroke. What that's going to do is give the outline, and that boldens the lines a little bit. You can also go to Fill Selection with foreground color or background color if that's the color that you want, and select Fill, and that will fill in what you've selected there. And make sure that over on your image you add an alpha channel to it. Then you want to go back up to Select and invert that selection. That way it's selecting everything that's outside of those lines. And then you can delete the background. If this isn't making sense, I suggest looking at better actual tutorials on YouTube. But if you have an idea of how to use GIMP, this should be perfect. Then you can go through with your pen and just clean up the image, erase any lines that you don't want. If you want to edit it a little bit from there, you can go ahead. And then you are going to want to export that image as a PNG. That's going to keep that transparent background so that you can just upload that image into anything that you like. It's also ready for you to add some color to. Alright guys, you should have a good digitized logo image now. And if you just want words, I'll show you. You can go to this site. You can have it made for you. Again, there's other ways you can have it made, or you can just do a basic font and add some pretty colors to it or something. That's what I did for my logo. I didn't make it too fancy. I think I just used Gabriola or something like that. The main part of my logo is the image. So get yours together, and then now that you have just your base digitized image, you can have some fun with it. You can add lots of color. I wanted to have kind of a splashed watercolor effect to mine, so that's beyond my capabilities of explaining, so I'm going to link the video that I followed to do that to my logo, and then I just had a ton of fun with it from there. So that is your task this week. Pick your colors to evoke the emotions that you want. Really keep in mind what your customers are going to be looking for, what you're providing for them, and make your logo. I know this took a long time, but congratulations, you have made it through. Alright guys, I'll see you next time for episode 4.